Hi, everybody, and welcome to SideQuest 32 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that started with 4, dropped to 3, dropped to 1, and is now back up to 2. That is called Podcast Growth. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Luvva, and I'm not alone this week because with me is my co host.
Thank goodness. I know, right? Sick of hearing you.
Seriously,
Only
thank
joking.
goodness.
Love it. Good to see you. And I'm excited to be here today. Yes.
Yes, the long awaited Cardinal Smith contestant run on Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire has finally arrived.
I know my score to beat. I'm here to do it.
It's a mighty score. Not Tom's. Tom's was pathetic, really, to be honest. My score though, my score was a thing of beauty, and you're going to have to go some to beat that. But before we get into asking you questions that you can hopefully answer, Cardinal, we have to cater to our new listeners. Okay, so they're
Of
probably
course.
thinking, "What is this nonsense? I came here for Luvva and only Luvva. Who's this guy? This is Cardinal Smith."
Yeah.
But what is
That's
High Scores, High Stakes, Cardinal? High Scores, High Stakes is when in season it is 3 friends taking each other on PlayStation gaming challenges in a league table. Every week we pick a new game and it's a new challenge. The winner of the challenge gets 3 points, second place gets 2 points, third place gets 1 point. At the end of the season, which lasts 12 weeks, the top of the league, the winner of the league, wins the coveted High Scores, High Stakes Cup. That's when we're in season. When we're out of season, we run our side quests, which is where we talk all things PlayStation, all things video gaming. Every week is like a brand new podcast. But there's loads of folk here listening to this. Who already know all this. They're like, tells us every week, don't care. They skip it. I'm telling you, they skip it. I can see those analytics. They skip it. So if you are listening to this and you haven't yet, give us a like, a follow, or a subscribe based on where you're listening to us. Be sure to do that now. If you haven't give us a score review, please do that. Give the podcast a score between 1 and 5, whatever you think it deserves, throw it in there. And if you want to be particularly sassy and give us a written review, fire away and do that. All those things are the best and easiest way of supporting us. And they do sort of talk to the algorithm and say, this podcast is a good podcast and people should listen to it. If you've done all that and you want to find out where on the internet we reside other than our podcast, then the easiest place to do that is by directing your browser to highscoreshighstakes.com. On top of the homepage, you'll see links to Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. There's even a wee email button if you want to send us some correspondence. That would be wonderful. But highscoreshighstakes.com. If you can't be bothered typing that all out, it's in the description below this podcast as well for your click and pleasure. We cater to everyone here. Accessibility. That's what we're all about here at High Scores High Stakes. And that was quick, wasn't it?
right.
Wow.
Well, you know what? We're on social medias. Find us, get us, show us.
Show us.
You
Talk to us. Don't be afraid. We don't bite unless that's what you want.
Love
Then
it.
we'll send you the Cardinal's way. He loves biting. We nibbler. That's what we call him. Cardinal the nibbler.
I get hungry.
And speaking of hungry, Cardinal, do you know what I've been hungry to do for the past 3 weeks?
What have you been hungry to do? Love it.
I have been starving to ask you, what are you playing?
Yes, well, I'm glad you asked because after your rave reviews and positivity around the topic, I bought the PSVR 2. The thing we said in this podcast was obviously being sent to the shed
Yes.
and dropped. They dropped £200 off it, and I bit that. I picked that up partly because there's a PC adapter in the works, which is
It's out.
it's out. I'm not sure it's widely available, but it's
$59.99.
It's a lot for an adapter. Anyway, I bought that. I didn't buy the adapter, but I have been playing Synth Riders.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Gran Turismo.
So I'll get to that. So Synth Riders is essentially Beat Saber, except it's just more neon, and you just kind of hold your things and ride this stuff, and
the motion controls. You mean?
Yes,
that's what's in your hands as you play this video game.
And you're riding.
Oh,
you're riding on a wave of synths.
Okay.
But aside from that, I haven't actually used it to immerse myself in Gran Turismo 7 yet.
Yet.
But I have put it on in the game, in the menu. And when you are in VR, new menu options come up when you go to your
Ooh,
garage to go into your car and
okay.
be in virtual reality and sit in each or any car you have in your garage.
Okay, that's
And
pretty awesome.
and I just sat in my living room floor, like, but in various cars for like 20 minutes, just looking at dashboards and seats.
To be fair, that's pretty special. That's pretty awesome. It's kind of like that feature in Forza Motorsport. I can't remember what it's called, like Vista or something like that. It's called where you just look around the car and open like the petrol cap and stuff like that. Just give it a wee bit of this.
But
How
it's been
is the
pretty.
VR though experience?
It's pretty great. It's a step up from the original, obviously graphically and what it's capable of. The hand things are fine to hold. It's kind of what you'd expect it to be. I'm aware there's the PS5 Pro,
Hmm.
which is coming
Well,
out soon.
is it? I mean,
Is
they've
it?
been all these in the nose been banging on about this thing for a year now, a year and a half, and
I don't
Sony have
even
never
want it.
mentioned it. If it was coming out this year, we'd know about it, and we don't. I'm not convinced. I'm telling you, I'm not convinced. I will believe
You,
it when Sony go, here's our new console, and I'll be like, it looks really nice. I'm not bad now because I can afford it.
they just put up the price of the PS5. And
90 $90 in Japan, just yeah. But I don't think
yeah,
Japan got the price increase last year. So I don't believe. I think it was just the
right.
West, us, Australia, and America. I think was the only three regions that got it last year. So I think this is just them
Lucky us.
inflating it. So that's just them catching up with us, really.
I digress. Halt right there.
Oh,
Lava, what are you playing?
I'll tell you what I'm playing. I said last week that I was nearly done with Tomb Raider, and I can happily confirm that I have indeed completed Tomb Raider. It is done.
Boo.
It is done. 19.6 hours it took. And it
Wow.
was I think it is the first time I've ever beaten Tomb Raider 1. And I got that game in like 1997, way back in the day. Like, I mean, that's how long it took. But yeah, I'm going to keep all my thoughts and feelings about that game for the Game of the Month Club episode, which may or may not be in the works. Can't confirm it. Still can't confirm it. But no, absolutely stellar game. You will see my immediate thoughts after completing it on Twitter if you want to go over there and check that out. Yeah, nothing but good things to say about that game. Unbelievable. Well, I do have a few bad things to say as well, actually. But we'll leave all of my thoughts and feelings on that particular game for the Game of the Month Club, which may or may not
Well,
exist.
look, congratulations on completing that 25-year-old game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud. I mean, I'm proud. It's near 30. It came out in
It's
1996, I
ridiculously
think.
tough.
So I started Tomb Raider 2. The first level, I decided to go for all the collectibles and stuff. Absolutely brutal. The first level, that second game does not hold your hand. Awesome stuff. Really, really good. And just whilst I was awaiting you for this record, Cardinal, you've cost me money, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I went on to Humble and I bought the
Yeah.
Capcom Summer
Oh,
bundle. So
I'm
you've
sorry.
cost me a fortune.
As if
It's not
you
your
weren't
fault.
going to buy that anyway. Capcom release like anything,
I know.
and you're like, you have direct. Don't you have a direct debit set up with Capcom?
Yeah.
It's just auto buys.
Yeah. It's a secret
Boom.
bank account Mrs. Luvva has no idea about. I like to think, right? Just before we move on to the Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire, after my last episode of just loving Capcom, they've announced all these games just to make me happy. I just want to say welcome to the listenership, Capcom, and keep them coming. Keep them coming. There's plenty more games that we could do with, like Beautiful Joe, like Gregory Harshow, like Zack and Wiki. Bring them back. Let's see it. Let's go. Let's go, Capcom. Give me more, and I will give you all the money I have.
Is
I
this
already have.
Capcom in the room with you now? I think they might be. They are listening, clearly. But
There's definitely a bug under this table that I use a podcast on. It goes straight to Capcom headquarters. He's right, you know. Because Capcom obviously are headquartered in Belfast, apparently. But anyway,
Anyway,
I spent enough time last week speaking about Capcom. Let's move on. And we're moving on to the main segment of the show. The topic of the week
goodness.
is Cardinal's chance to take another win in this podcast. Can Cardinal beat £120,000 on Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire? There's only one way to find out. We're going to have to ask him some questions. So let's get there now. And here we are at the latest and last installment of Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire. And with me tonight is our contestant. It is the one, the only, the inimitable, the formidable, the guy who plays only on PlayStation unless he's playing PC. It's Cardinal underscore Smith underscore Cardinal. How are you feeling, mate?
I am good. I am generally okay. And I am slightly nervous about this because I couldn't answer many of the questions faced by Tomahawk and yourself, Luvva. But no matter, I will persevere and I will try and achieve greater than £1,000.
Yes, that is the aim. Get the first question right. Anything after that is just the cherry on top. That's all you have to do. Answer the first question right. For people who've been living under a rock for the last 30 years and don't know what Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is, 15 questions, each with a cash value from 100 to 1 million. All Cardinal has to do is answer 15 questions to bring home that £1 million in make-believe money.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing for pride here. And another W to add to our names in the Hall of Fame. Along the way, you have 3 lifelines, Cardinal. You know all this. You have a 50-50. You have an Ask the Host. And you have 1 free Google search. That one is the most important one, as I learned to my horror. Like, if you are completely stuck, use Google
it.
And try to keep it for as long as possible. I had to use mine on the £1,000 question. Because the difficulty curve for your questions wasn't so much a curve as a straight line. It was a vertical line.
it was just like a music beat, and the beat started on the £1,000 question, and it would doof doof.
It's just like, thank you very much. But anyway, now that we've done all of what this is, are you ready to take on Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire?
Listeners, come along with me. Please help me out.
Okay, to start us off, the give me question. For £100, who is considered to be PlayStation's first mascot? Was it Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Crash Bandicoot, or D, Sackboy?
See, when you asked that, I was actually quite nervous. I was like, there's a lot of PlayStation characters. Okay, but I'm going to get into it. I'm going to go see Sackboy, Crash Bandicoot. Final line.
That is correct. Well done, Cardinal. £100. Let's go. You've done it. You have avoided the humiliation of getting the first question wrong. Are you ready for the £200 question? Let's double that money.
The episode continues. Let's go.
In the Ratchet series of games, who is the titular Ratchet's companion? Is it A, Daxter, B, Clank, C, Sly Cooper, or D, Spyro?
So I'm trying to remember from the Ratchet and Clank games who I think might be the associate of Ratchet.
Yes.
It could be Daxter, but I'm just gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna go B, Clank. Final answer.
That is correct. Well done. £200. I thought you were gonna fluff it there. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't think I'd ever heard of that game series, but here we are.
Exhale.
£300, Cardinal. We're not quite doubling. Not yet. Not yet. But what is the name of Sony's motion controller from the early 2010s? Was it A, PSVR, B, Wonderbook, C, iToy, or D, Move?
So the motion controller of the PlayStation repurposed in recent years. It wasn't the iToy. I don't know what that is. Is it maybe something to do with Nintendo or something? It doesn't matter. It's D Move. It's D
That
Move. It's
is
C Move.
it.
What's one of
It's
them? Whichever one's Move.
D.
D Move.
That's the one. That is absolutely correct. Well done.
Yes.
And I know people are screaming at you listening to this right now, but the iToy was actually for PlayStation 2. I think it was released in 2001. It was literally a camera that put you in the game. Unfortunately, the games were all mini games and they all pretty much sucked. So, but it is what it is. It's good fun. It's good fun. Just
good to know.
Stop people shouting at us in the comments.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm learning.
Are you ready for the £500 question, Cardinal?
I'm born ready.
Okay. Which of these games is still a PlayStation console exclusive? Is it A, Bloodborne, B, Devil May Cry, C, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, or is it D, AEW Fight Forever?
Right. Okay. So which is still a PlayStation exclusive to this day? I think Devil May Cry has been on other platforms.
Okay.
I think I've seen it on maybe on the Games Pass, or maybe it's been long since bought by Microsoft's buying everything thing. I don't remember. What was A?
So the choices were Bloodborne, Devil May Cry, Crash Bandicoot 4, or AEW Fight Forever.
You
have some lifelines if you need them.
I think people have been crying out for Bloodborne to be on PC for quite a while, but because I've seen that cry out for it, means it's not. Obviously, I mean that could have been from like 2020 and has since happened. So it's Bloodborne, Devil May Cry, something, and
Crash Bandicoot 4.
Crash Bandicoot 4. Surely Crash Bandicoot's. I mean Crash, but that's like an anomaly because the first question was about a PlayStation. See,
you do have some
the other side of the questions is different. Suddenly, there's nerves come to play. I have no idea. I have no idea if Crash Bandicoot 4 is only in PlayStation. How am I supposed to?
It's weird. This is only for fun. There's actually no money in the line, but it's like, oh goodness, I don't know.
I mean, should it be? Is it? I can't even remember who makes Crash Bandicoot. It's Rockstar. What? I might use my 50-50.
Okay. Do you want to use your 50-50?
I want to use my 50-50.
Okay. Computer, take away 2 wrong answers. And it has left us with A, Bloodborne, or C, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's a
Get out. Come on, 50-50. Computer, that's ridiculous.
I'm powerless against this. It's the high scores, high stakes advanced supercomputer. It's in the basement. It's the size of a small smart car.
Smart car.
Small, mate. I mean that's in 2024.
That's a lot of computing power. To be fair, if it's the size of a smart car.
It's the size of a smart car, but just the small one, the original one, the Smart 4.2. Right. So it's pretty small, but large.
Thanks for the imagery. I think it's Bloodborne.
Is that your final answer?
I feel like I'm taking a risk because I don't know. I feel like Crash Bandicoot's out there nowadays. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's entirely PlayStation. Final answer, Bloodborne. A.
Oh, he's in there. He's locked it in. I was going to say, now, if you get this wrong, you will go back to 0 and leave. You have to do the walk of shame. I will literally make you do it as well. But anyway,
Yeah.
A, Bloodborne. If you had said C, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, you would have been walking away with nothing. Bloodborne's the right answer. You're moving on to £1,000. Cardinal, well done, mate. Yes.
I haven't even reached the first point. Whoa.
You haven't. But if you get this next question right, you will reach the safety point. So for £1,000, what British band had their song Just a Day featured in the opening cinematic of Gran Turismo 3? Was it A, Feeder, B, Keen, C, Travis, or D, Blur?
So, you know I know this question.
I know.
I know this question.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta ask, why does it always rain on me? You know, it's such a classic Gran Turismo hit by Travis. Oh, sorry. No, wait, hang on. I'm getting mixed up. Bed Shaped by Keen. Classic song, opening Gran Turismo, got the blood pumping. You know,
Unreal. What a song.
on a great
Perfectly
song.
suited for Gran Turismo 3, I think.
No, it's not. It's a nice song. It's not a Gran Turismo song. Feeder Just a Day though was what they call bangers. A banger, I believe, is
Yep.
the musical term, and it was also one of my favorite bands back in the day. And yeah, I was lucky to see them in 2019, which is the first time I got to see them, even though they've been to Belfast loads. But
Just to make me sound cool, I saw him in 2005 and 2006.
I wasn't allowed to.
Nerd.
Anyway, I reckon it's A, Feeder.
That is absolutely spot on. You've reached £1,000. It is the safety net, Cardinal. You will be going home with at least £1,000. Well done. And I believe the term is bop. That's what the kids are using now. It is a
Thank
bop.
you. Okay.
But you
Now
might as
I'm
well
down
answer
with the Gen Zers.
You might as well see the £2,000 question. You might as well take a chance at it because you're going away with at least £1,000. But let's get straight into it, Cardinal. For £2,000, what is the subtitle for the second Uncharted game? Is it A, A Thief's End, B, Drake's Fortune, C, The Lost Legacy, or D, Among Thieves?
Oh, now what you're doing here is you're chopping my cheese. You are grilling my bacon because what you've said there is all four of those answers are Uncharted game subtitles.
I mean, these questions are randomly selected from a database of millions.
Mm-hmm.
I have no power in what questions appear. I'm just here to read them and talk you
No,
through.
and of course, and I respect the smart car supercomputer in the high scores high stakes basement,
Mm-hmm.
as everyone does, as especially as part of the, you know, as the internet's only gaming podcast. That's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of production we have to go and get. This is me buying time. So this is Uncharted 2's tagline, title, so to
Yes.
speak. A Thief's End, I think, is Uncharted 4.
Okay.
Drake's Fortune is one of the other three.
Yep.
And the other two answers are also of the other three.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just about where we're at. Could you please repeat those answers, please?
Yep. So it's for the second Uncharted game. A Thief's End, Drake's Fortune, The Lost Legacy, Among Thieves.
Okay. I'm going to. No, I've never played the Uncharted games.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Though I was in Sweden, in Stockholm, for the release of Uncharted 4.
Okay.
And the GameStop there was decorated entirely as a jungle with a few computers, PlayStations you could play the game on.
That's pretty cool.
It was. you'll see that, a real theater gaming store, right? You
Yeah,
don't see
you
it
don't
too
get that
much.
anymore. I
No,
mean, Amazon don't tend to come and decorate your house for you when you pre-order.
exactly,
And
exactly.
they
I
don't even
know.
deliver their games to me when I pre-order.
However, I know people who have played those games.
Okay.
I believe they have sold those games before to people, and I've met some people who've bought those games.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Uncharted 2 is among thieves.
Okay. Is that your
And
final answer? You
that
want to lock
is
it
my
in?
final answer, and that's
Let's
been
go for
locked
it.
in.
Okay. So you're
2K.
saying Uncharted 2 Among Thieves?
It rolls off nicely off the tongue of my head.
It is the correct answer. Well done, Cardinal. That's £2,000. Let's go. Let's go. Let's double it.
Get in
We're
there.
getting up the ladder here. Let's double it now
Now we're going up. Now we're going places.
for £4,000.
Oh, sorry, nosebleed.
What game is known for its tagline, "Prepare to die"? Is it A, Bloodborne, B, Dark Souls, C, Returnal, or D, The Binding of Isaac?
Prepare to die.
Mm-hmm. Prepare to die.
Hmm. Threatening to receive it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I,
It tells you exactly what the game's about.
I'm not going to open that game, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I like life, and I don't like horror games. Should be. Prepare to die. Okay. Dark Souls. I mean, yes, you famously die a lot, but it's really as in your face as that with the. I'm going to have to use a lifeline, Luvva.
Okay. Which one would you like to use?
Knowing your expertise in this topic, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to ask the host.
Oh, okay. So I will start by saying I have played all four of these games.
I hoped you had.
They are all excruciatingly difficult, and you will die lots in every single one of them. However, I do recall in 2013 purchasing a game that was called the Prepare to Die edition, and that game was Dark Souls.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Dark Souls. And also, Dark Souls is 2013? Wow.
Dark Souls was
Or that
2011,
edition.
I think.
Really? Wow.
Originally, it came out 2011, I think. Yeah, but it's Dark Souls.
So you reckon it's Dark Souls?
I know it's Dark Souls.
Okay, Luvva, I'd like to lock in Return. Dark Souls.
Okay.
That's a joke. Please do Dark Souls.
The correct answer was, of course, because I answered it, Dark Souls. You've
Thank
got
goodness.
£4,000. That's a good question to ask. For
It was.
£8,000, would you like to continue up the ladder, Cardinal?
I
You
would. Let's hear
are
it.
3 correct answers away from equal and Tomahawk right now.
Oof.
So the computer has now found a pattern that it wants to follow. Are you ready for this
goodness.
one?
No.
In Bloodborne, what is the name of the final boss in the Old Hunters DLC?
Come on.
Was it A, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, B, Ludwig the Holy Blade, C, Lawrence the First Vicar, or was it D, the Orphan of Kos?
Oh, okay, let me level with you. Is that a DLC?
It
You can't
is.
even answer that. Oh, okay, well, okay, right.
It's in the question.
So I watched Tomahawks playthrough,
You did.
and I don't think he just did the base game. I think.
No, he went into the Old Hunters, but he didn't stream it.
Did he not?
No.
That's very inconsiderate of him right
I
now.
know. I know. If he did stream it, I didn't catch any.
I watched you play this on a Twitch back on the day.
You did. You would have watched me play the Old Hunters.
Right. Okay. I don't remember. This is what we call the use of the final lifeline, because I have zero idea.
Okay, well, I'll read you the question out so you know what you're googling then. What
Okay,
is
thank
the
you.
what is the name of the final boss in the old Hunters DLC?
In the old Hunters DLC.
Yep.
Okay. I am asking the search engine. Other search engines are available,
Yep.
such as Ask Jeeves and Yahoo
Alta
and
Vista,
yeah,
the
AOL.
best of all, the best of all, Alta Vista, and Lycos. Remember
Find it on
Lycos?
GeoCities. Something will be out there for you. Um,
You
I
will know this answer.
okay, okay. I have Googled this,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like Google AI has come to my aid.
Oh,
Maybe
there we go. Thank goodness for Google AI.
Lava. I would like to go ahead with the question and
Mm-hmm.
answer the Orphan of Kos.
That is, of course, because Google AI never gets it wrong. Correct. You have got
Thank goodness.
£8,000. £8,000.
That was a costly question. Um,
But it's the right question to use on. If you haven't a clue, it's the right question to use it on. Are you ready to answer the £16,000 question? Would you like to continue, or would you like to take the
you,
8,000?
you gotta hear it. You gotta
Okay.
hear it.
For £16,000, what was Kratos? Why can I not say that all of a sudden? What was Kratos' primary weapon in God of War 2002? So the original God of War. Was it A, the Leviathan axe, B, the Sword of Olympus, C, the Blades of Chaos, or D, the Bow of Apollo?
Okay. So good question. I'd like to compliment your questions. And obviously, if you played God of War, that would be a really simple answer. I've never played any God of War game.
Oh dear, we're in trouble
Um,
here.
I've never played. In fact, the only game mentioned today that I have played has been Crash and Gran Turismo. But the look, I mean, at 8,000, I feel like you maybe have to go for an effort. You have to maybe make an effort here.
Okay, are
I've
you
got
going
my
to take a
fourth
guess?
lifeline,
Your fourth
obviously.
lifeline.
Yeah. It's look into the pit of my soul, pray, hope, maybe cry.
Divine
Um,
intervention. I forgot about that. But yeah. Divine
yeah. It's
intervention.
always okay. So Kratos, I can't see it being a bow and arrow.
Okay, so you're
The
discounting Bow of Apollo.
a
Gone.
bow of Apollo out there. There was something of Olympia. B
Sword of Olympus.
Sword of Olympus. Sure, sounds Greek, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's the one.
Okay.
What was it?
The Leviathan axe.
Leviathan axe.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Final Fantasy 16? Could be, could be. And then there's like the Blades of Chaos or something.
Yep.
That's like the least lore sounding name. Just the word chaos. Blades of
Okay.
Chaos. Everything else is okay. Leviathan's a bit random. Is that Greek? Okay, Olympus, Apollo. So I'd lean to the Blades of Chaos, and I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't
Do
know
you
why.
want to?
Maybe I should go with the Sword of Olympia or something, but uh, by Zeus's beard, I'm just not sure. Sorry to everyone at home who
It's a
knows the
tough
answer.
one. It is a tough one.
It's not a tough one, probably. I
So
am going. Love, what do you think I should? Oh, no, I mean,
I can't make a
you
decision for
can't
you.
answer, but do you think I should take the money, or do you think I should just go for it?
I
I
can't
think
make that
I
decision
think
for you.
the the real Chad move is to take an answer on, give you a response, lock it in.
But then you'll be leaving with £1,000, which is pitiful. It's up to you. I can't answer. I can't make you answer it. If you don't want to answer it, if you don't feel confident answering it, then I can't make it. I was in the same position the last time, and Tom was in the same position. It is a tough position to be in, but it's up to you.
It
If you
is.
if you think you have a guess and you think it's a solid one, don't want to read the answers again for you, so you have the answers in your head.
What is the game?
God of War 2002. So the original God of War.
The original God of War.
Yep.
And his weapon.
Yes.
Right. So I'm just thinking back to that game and seeing it, and what was it? It's just the weapon he used throughout.
Just his primary weapon, yeah. So the weapon he started with.
Right. Okay. Geez, I mean, it's pretty Greek. Like
They all sound pretty Greek.
I think they do sound pretty Greek.
They all do.
But it's Leviathan. Yeah, nobody needs to know if Leviathan's Greek. Anyway,
Leviathan is a mythological beast. It's a giant.
Luvva.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to look you in the eye.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking you in the eye.
Virtually. And I'm going to tell you. B. Blade of Olympus. Final answer.
Oh, that one came out of nowhere. Okay, so you've locked in Sword of Olympus.
That's the one. Sword.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you were torn between a few answers there. Leviathan Axe. Blades of Chaos was the two you were stuck on. And you went for Sword of Olympus. Okay.
Greek.
You've locked it in. There's nothing I can do except tell you that if you had have said A, Leviathan Axe, you would have been going home with £1,000. If you had have said C, Blades of Chaos, you would have been going on to the £32,000 question because Blades of Chaos was the right answer. Sword of Olympus was the wrong answer. That means, Cardinal, you're leaving Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire with £1,000.
I should have gone with my gut.
You should have went with your gut.
What kind of all the names, it's just chaos?
Yeah, I mean, it was...
It sounded right.
It was, yeah, it's the one that sounds right. And if you think of all the gameplay you've ever seen, you've seen gameplay of God of War 2002, yeah?
Maybe.
It's the weapons on the chain where he just spins them all around. It literally causes chaos.
Okay, I've never seen gameplay of God of War.
Okay. Do you want to hear the next question, the £32,000, what it would have been anyway?
Yes, please. I am devastated. Please.
Yeah. Okay, so the £32,000 question, which would have brought you level with Tom, was which PlayStation game features a character called Deacon St. John? Infamous Second Son, Demon Souls, Days Gone, or Horizon Zero Dawn? Do you have any idea?
D. Horizon Zero Dawn.
You would have got that wrong too. It was Days Gone. So there you go. I mean, you would have walked away the same amount anyway. So you've took a big brave step there, and you went with it from an answer that came out of nowhere. You didn't even mention. You said the Sword of Olympus sounds silly.
Yes, I don't. I did. And I should have not. I genuinely thought it was C. When I heard the answer, I thought the most logical answer was going to be C. Sounded the most Kratos thing, and then I talked myself into everything else.
Yeah, that's what happens. The more you think about it, the more you talk yourself into something, isn't it? It's one of those ones. But here, £1,000. So we'll get to the wrap-up section, and we'll say what this means for Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire and Who Wants to Be a PlayStation Millionaire leaderboard. Could barely get that out. Let's go there now and hopefully we forget about that terrible link. And that is it. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire all wrapped up. And it means that the final leaderboard for this looks like this.
Ugh.
In third place with £1,000, Cardinal. It's you, mate. In second place with 32 grand was Tomahawk. But leading the way, leading from the front, the hero, the captain, the saviour of the podcast is me with £120,000. Unbelievable stuff. It means another W for the Luvva household. Let's go.
Well done.
So with that, I would say shock Luvva win, but it's not a shock because people have become accustomed to me winning by now. With that win from me, and he wants to be a PlayStation millionaire, that brings us on to saying this episode is all wrapped up. Another one straight into the Spotify feed. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. A brave answer, Cardinal. It was a brave move. I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have taken money and ran if I didn't know it. But it is what it is.
I didn't feel I had a choice. I thought I had to go for it because I was already at the lowest score.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of the answers. And it turns out maybe I don't know anything about PlayStation on this PlayStation podcast. And it concerns me.
we will teach you. I will teach you the ways of PlayStation, Cardinal. By setting you set exams at set times, and you must get 80% to continue on this podcast. That's the only way forward, I think.
Jeez. Okay, bring it on.
Tight ship. But yes, that is another episode all wrapped up. The only thing we have to do is just go back over the housekeeping stuff. If you haven't give us a score rating yet, please do. 1 to 5, whatever you think it deserves, fire it in there. If you want to give us a written review, fire away with that as well. That really does boost the algorithm. If you want to share it with a family member or a friend who you think might like it, just throw them the link right now. Just send it on WhatsApp. There you go. There's the most recent episode. Listen to that. You'll love it. If you've done all of that, thank you very much. If you want to find us anywhere else on the internet, highscoreshighstakes.com is the place to go. Top of the page is all the links to Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, even a wee email button if you want to send us any questions or any comments or anything like that there. And that's really it. With all that being said, Cardinal, I have nothing left to say except I've been Mr. Luvva, and this has been High Scores, High Stakes. Thanks for listening. See you Monday. Love you all. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yes, there was 2 of us this week. R.I.P. earphone users.
Get in there.